and whatever goes with it. It's served with accompanying dishes such as curry, soup, salad, boiled vegetables, and leaf, shoots, or green fruit, which are dipped into a very spicy relish. Meals are eaten at low tables, and straw mats replace chairs. Green tea is the beverage of choice. One of the 5 commandments of Buddhism is refraining from alcoholic beverages. Monks eat only 1 meal a day in the morning. As the sun sets on the last day before the festival, the first offerings, candles, already burn in front of many of the pagodas. Drums and gongs accompany the procession into Kakku. Women carry lacquer or silver offering bowls filled with fruit, rice, and flowers. Other offerings appropriate for the Buddha are gold leaf, candles, and money. In the past, wealthy merchants and princes built pagodas at the period of the 3rd full moon, an auspicious time to build payas. Now they content themselves with making offerings. The people of Myanmar are deeply religious. Theravada Buddhism is the dominant faith, practiced by more than 2/3 of the population. It's considered the pure and orthodox school of Buddhism. The basic tenets hold that birth inevitably ends in sickness and death and rebirth. The only way to avoid the endless cycle is to achieve wisdom and a total lack of desire, which results in the state of nirvana. The Pao rise early and watch the day unfold. The pagodas rear toward the heavens, eternal in their silence, their mystery sealed in stone. The fires burn as soon as the sun sheds its first feeble rays of color. The campsite stirs to life, and the smells of wood smoke and cooking fill the compound. In rural areas, women are used to rising early and setting their pots of rice to cook before the day has fully dawned. Nights are cool in the Shan Hills, and the warmth of the cooking fires is enjoyed by man and beast. No one knows how many full moons have dawned over Kakku. It's emerging from centuries of dormancy and has even gotten a new gate, a gift from Buddhists in China. The smallest pilgrims are still asleep, dreaming sweet dreams while their mothers prepare breakfast. If there's a national dish in Myanmar, it's mohinga, a traditional breakfast soup consisting of fish broth thick with rice noodles. The secret of the subtle flavor is banana stem. Its aroma nudges the last sleepers awake. Mohinga and other Burmese specialties are rarely available at Western hotels and restaurants. It can only be sampled in markets or at festivals. Women plunge into their beauty rituals as soon as breakfast is over. Tanaka is now available in plastic compacts, a Western convenience that has penetrated the deepest jungles. The sun is high overhead when the last pilgrims arrive. They come by train from Lower Burma, where some 70,000 Paos live. The railway from Rangoon to Mandalay was completed by the British in 1889. It wasn't extended to the Shan state until the turn of the century. Trains from Tangi follow the narrow-gauge track southwards through a deep gorge west of Kakku, and only stop at the ancient city during the festival of the 3rd full moon. Local farmers have recently cut steps into the red earth of the hillside, making it easier for pilgrims to climb the hill to the pagodas. According to a legend, the Pao are descendants of the serpent god Naga and dress in layers that evoke the scales of a snake. Meanwhile, the activity at the market has reached fever pitch. The crowds are thick, but don't keep young Pao women from keeping an eye out for prospective bridegrooms. Burmese culture ordains marriage as a woman's highest goal. Although women in large cities are increasingly pursuing careers, marriage is still their top priority. In a society that offers very few opportunities to travel, religious festivals like this offer a unique chance to meet men from distant villages. Men are not blind to the young beauties assembled at the festival. The result is an intricate mating ritual based on smiles and stolen glances, followed by appraising looks. Women of the Lishu tribe are instantly recognizable by their colorful costumes. Every festival has its pui, a dance and drama show sometimes performed by professional groups. At Kakku, the Lishu present their traditional New Year's dance. The music is played on a ken, a traditional Lishu gourd flute, and a 3-string guitar made of a drum covered with python skin. The dancers wear colorful embroidered jackets decorated with silver coins, most of them Indian rupees dating back to colonial times. The back of their skirts is decorated with an ornate tassel. When a man pulls it, it means he wants the girl to become his wife. In the late afternoon, the people pour into the pagoda area through the recently reconstructed gate. In Myanmar, flowers are always reserved for the Buddha. The flagpoles erected from the gate along the east-west axis of Kakku fly the international Buddhist flag. The Buddha head, recently discovered in the ruins of a pagoda, has become a popular shrine. For the pious Buddhists, the source of all knowledge is the Holy Scripture. They see striving for wealth, power, and success as a waste of energy. The best that a person can do is refine his karma and try to win merit toward the next reincarnation. Nowhere in Southeast Asia are people so intensely pious and convinced of their beliefs. A small minority practice Mahayana Buddhism, which is common in Tibet, China, and Japan, but most Burmese follow the stricter form of Theravada Buddhism. Among the ruins, they pray for release from the endless cycle of birth and rebirth. According to the Burmese chronicles, Buddhism was first introduced into the country 3 centuries before Christ. Every Burmese boy is expected to enter a monastery twice, the first time between the age of 5 and 15, and again after the age of 20. The monks teach the boys to read and observe the commandments of Buddhism. The practice has raised the literacy rate in Myanmar to one of the highest in Southeast Asia. For the 3 days of the festival, Kakku comes alive. To Pao Buddhists who visit it, there is little mystery about the place. Who built it or why are questions that are unimportant. Kakku has survived wars and earthquakes, but now faces a new threat. Overzealous restoration is destroying whatever clues remained of its past.